filming. It's Friday again, and this week I want to do something a little bit different. Over the last month, we've gotten an overwhelming amount of really cool pieces. So today, I want to take a look at my top 5 picks for my favorite guitars from the last month. This was really hard to do since there's just so much cool stuff, and it was even harder to try to put them in an order from 5 down to number 1. I did my best. Let's get into it and start with number 5. This is a Fender American Vintage 57 reissue Strat from 1986. This guitar is absolutely gorgeous. The Lake Placid Blue Nitro finish has aged beautifully over the years. It really encompasses everything that I personally want to see in an aged nitro finish. This guitar also sounds phenomenal. This actually doesn't have the original pickups. They were replaced at some point for Fender Custom Shop pickups, but they sound awesome and they complement this guitar really well. Number 4 is this Fender Japan Traditional 60s Jazzmaster. This one was made in 2019 and it was an exclusive for the Japanese market. This is a really cool Jazzmaster and it really encompasses what a vintage Jazzmaster is all about. These pickups sound phenomenal. It's got a really nice dark rosewood board and the Arctic white finish with a tortoiseshell guard. It's just such a cool combo. I would put this guitar kind of right between the American Pro and the American Vintage, where it's got a lot of really cool vintage appointments, but it still features like a polyester finish. American Pro, such as like a poly finish, which is going to hold up a bit better. It's got some similarities with the American Pro, such as like a poly finish, which is going to hold up a bit better than the Nitro over time, but it's not going to age as well. So things like that put it more with the American Pro, but then the electronics and layout match more of the American Vintage style. I'm really grateful to have one of these in. It's really hard to find these in the States, and anytime I have the opportunity to get my hands on one, I definitely take it. Number 3 is this vintage 1968 Fender B4512. I absolutely love these older Gibson 12 strings.
A Fender?
Fender. Did I say Fender?
Yeah.
Fender.
Oh no. Number 3 is this vintage 1968 Gibson B4512. I absolutely love these older Gibson 12 strings. They can be a bit hit or miss. You never know if they're gonna play right. The neck may be in some crazy shape or whatever, but this one is a really great example. It's super far from mint, but everything just plays great. This one at one point did unfortunately have a headstock repair, but it was done really well. It's got some other normal wears that you can see around the sound hole. The finish has just been gone through. But this guitar is just an absolute player and it's a really cool 12 string. I'm always really grateful to find stuff like this that's proper vintage and retains most of its originality, but it's in more kind of player's grade condition and you can take this out and gig with it and not have to worry about it at all. Number 2 is this Fender Japan 66 reissue Mustang. This thing is really fun. This is by no means like a super rare guitar or anything, but this is one of my favorite examples we've ever had of one. We've been fortunate enough to probably have a dozen of these or so over the last couple of years. They're always really great, But this one, it's just a little more special than some of the others. Great looking rosewood board, finish looks unreal in person, and it's just a really fun guitar all around. So I did my absolute best, but I couldn't actually get it down to just 5. And if you haven't noticed, there's been no Les Pauls so far, and we've gotten a ton of really great Les Pauls this month. So before we get to number 1, I have 2 honorable mentions of 2 other Les Pauls that I absolutely love. The first of which being this 2007 Gibson Les Paul Standard Premium Plus in a gorgeous transparent amber burst. This thing is phenomenal. The previous owner put in some DiMarzio PAF 36th anniversary pickups. They sound awesome. This guitar really does check all the boxes for Les Pauls for me, and it was really hard not to put this in number 1 because I really want to take this home. My second honorable mention is this 2005 Gibson Custom Shop 58 reissue Les Paul Standard. This thing is also absolutely incredible. It's got a really thick neck on it, which for me is not my personal preference, but despite that, I still love this guitar. It sounds great. The fit and finish on this is truly second to none, and I'm really, really grateful to have this in the shop. We've kept you waiting long enough. This is my pick for my favorite guitar I got in this month. This is a 2007 Gibson Les Paul Standard that's chambered and this beautiful honeyburst flamed finish. I love this thing. Even more than anything else. I really wish I could take this one home, but unfortunately I have business to run, so I can't always do that. But this guitar sounds incredible. It's really light because it's chambered, and no picture can do this finish justice. I also really like this one because there's no pick guard on it, and it's not that it's been taken off. If you look, there's actually no holes for the pick guard. It's never been installed, and I personally love the look of a Les Paul with this style finish with no pick guard. This is just really, really great. It's got a super thin 60s style neck profile, which is my personal preference. At the end of the day, it just had to be my favorite. This really does everything I would look for in a Gibson Les Paul. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. This has been such an incredible month for the shop. We're really, really grateful for all the cool guitars that we've gotten in lately. Comment down below which one of these in this video was your favorite. I'm really, really curious to know. Appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to subscribe, do all the other stuff. We're also on all the other social medias, so come see us on Instagram and Facebook and all that cool stuff. We've got lots of kind of different content going out in lots of different places. So if you want to stay in the loop, definitely follow us on all the platforms and do all the other YouTube stuff, and we will see you again in another video very soon. Bye.